Not long ago, it seemed Halloween was still comfortably a few weeks away. No need to worry. Then, it was just a few days. Pumpkins were everywhere and on everyone's minds. All of a sudden, it was past us. Halloween was over. We'd missed the deadline. It looked as if the big pumpkin story would have to be squashed. But wait a minute. What happens to all those pumpkins anyway? We decided to have a look for ourselves. What do people do with pumpkins once Halloween is over?
Happy Halloween!
What do I do with my pumpkin after Halloween's over?
Yeah.
I either try to make pumpkin pie or throw it away.
I'll probably just put it in my garden and mix it up with the leaves and the dead grass for fertilizer, like a compost type thing. Because I really enjoy working in my garden. It's my leisure activity.
Prior to Halloween, we usually carve them out and make some kind of face, right? Right. Then by that time, they're usually looking pretty rotten. So what you do is you just bag them. So you can just trash them.
Throw them out?
Right, yeah. I guess if you wanted to, you could cure your flower bed or something. But they're looking pretty rotten.
I usually just ignore it. I have other things to do, and it rots, and I let it wash away in the rain or get frozen under the snow.
Last year, we bought this big old pumpkin, and we put it outside, and we had those tremendously bad ice storms, and the pumpkin froze to the ground. We couldn't get it up to throw it away. It just rotted right into the ice. This spring, I had pumpkins all over the front lawn, all up the side of the house, all over the steps, and they just kept growing and growing.
Well, you know, it's funny. I heard a story about a 400-pound pumpkin. Somebody was telling me the other day they heard a story about a 400-pound pumpkin and that it was stolen. A 400-pound pumpkin was stolen, and they needed a crane and a big truck to bring the pumpkin to this place, and they're trying to figure out how somebody ever stole a 400-pound pumpkin that it would take like 8 people to carry the thing. So that was the funniest thing I ever heard about a pumpkin. I've never done anything destructive or perverted with a pumpkin myself.
Well, our family likes pumpkin pie. I've got a recipe that was my father's, and I'll sometimes make a pumpkin into pumpkin pie. There's also a very nice recipe for pumpkin cheesecake that works out very well, and it doesn't last too long in our house. Sometimes you can use the pumpkin as a vegetable. You can cut it up into chunks and boil it or bake it, and it comes out like squash. You can put maple syrup on it or brown sugar and cinnamon and some butter and bake it in the oven and use it instead of a vegetable.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks really nice. I see a lot of what do you call a pumpkin, right? On the street, like spirit, or they kind of have eyes, nose, and all that stuff. I don't really know what it is. I've never seen this before. It looked like guiding egg. You know what's guiding egg? Okay, so we have it in my country, so it look like this, but ours is not as big as this. And it look funny.
Well, what do you do with whatever the thing that looks like that in your country? What do you do with that?
Yeah, we can eat it. But ours is not as big as this. We eat it raw, then we boil it sometimes. But I don't know if you can boil this. It look good.
Well, my pumpkin got mushy, and so is my sister's pumpkin got mushy. So my dad has to throw them in the garbage.
Certainly there are other plants and things which deserve our attention at this time of year. What about corn, potatoes, evergreen trees?
Doreen, what other vegetables are you selling this time of year?
Sweet potatoes and turnips on account of Thanksgiving's coming. There we go. Try it again? Yeah. Sweet potatoes and turnips because of Thanksgiving's coming.
Other vegetables for this season?
It's fall. Isn't this the harvest time? Aren't there other vegetables?
Sure, there are other vegetables, but this one is the most popular, and in this area of New Jersey, they tend to grow a lot of them. Even though the farmers are complaining that the pumpkin harvest is down, you've only got a couple more weeks and then the pumpkin fields are going to be all cleaned out. Other vegetables, or other forms of squash are popular this time of the year.
Still, the question remains, what do people do with pumpkins once Halloween is over?
Now I have a question for you. What do you do with all these pumpkins that don't get sold?
Disc them under.
Just what?
Get the tractor and the disc and disc them all under. What he don't give to charity and so on. What they don't want, he just discs under.
Do you ever think about them after Halloween's over?
Pie.
Pie?
Pie.
I like to make soup. I use a lot of winter vegetables. We use turnips and rutabagas and other kinds of beans and peas and things for winter soups. But pumpkin season's going to be over pretty soon. There won't be any more till next year.
What will we do then?
We just won't have any unless we have prepared in advance.